Today I have Tyler Bertosky. Tyler Bertosky played for us he graduated in 2017, was on our conference championship team in 2016. He had 163 tackles over his career, 14 tackles for loss, and 10 interceptions, was a great defensive back for us. Now, Tyler, where were you from originally, and what was your major when you were here at Rose-Hulman?
So originally I'm from Madison, Alabama. I majored in electrical engineering, and currently I'm back in Madison, Alabama.
So what have you done since graduating?
So since graduating, I spent about 2 years in Prattville, Alabama, working at International Paper. I started off as a project engineer. I did that for about 9 months. Then I got a promotion to a shift supervisor. So I had a crew of about 15 to 20 people, depending on the day, where we would divvy out different tasks. And then after my time there, I was fortunate enough to get a job offer back up here in my hometown area, working on the Redstone Arsenal at the program and integration facility up here, where we modify different ground vehicles and mainly Black Hawk helicopters for the United States Army.
That's pretty cool. How did Rose-Hulman prepare you to modify a helicopter?
Yeah, so the biggest thing I do now is project management. My time management skills coming from Rose have been phenomenal. When you're at Rose, you do so many different things. I was on the football team. I had my classes. I was in a fraternity. I ran a club, and I was in several other clubs as well. I did intramural sports in the off season. So you really had to prioritize your time for what you really wanted. It was just such a huge tool. Being so busy forced me to put together, my perfect schedule to maximize my free time in order to get all my schoolwork done, train, and still find time to spend time with friends and family. And then also, I would say Rose made me extremely mentally tough. There's a lot of ambiguity that'll come in your job, and you got to figure it out. And having that mental toughness piece really kind of brings you all together to handle any task that's really thrown at you and break it down into simple steps, which is a big task that you get from sit with your professors at Rose. So without Rose, I really wouldn't have been at all prepared like I was for my two different roles that I've had.
And that's really impressive, because you talked about after 9 months, you're already a supervisor of a team of 20, which is pretty cool. What is your favorite memory at Rose-Hulman?
It's got to be beating Franklin our junior year. Franklin was a huge, great, big team, ranked number 14 in the nation. We were unranked. I guess we got a couple votes from whoever votes for it. But coming in as a huge underdog, and all throughout your life, you have teams that are always the team that beats you by 1 point or 1 second, whatever it might be. And that was ours at school. So finally, after 15 years of playing football, I got to beat the guy at the top of the mountain, and then run off the field celebrating with all my best friends. The atmosphere was crazy. We got off the bus with 65, 70 guys, and they had their 120, 150 man roster lining the sidelines. But we had our parents cheering in the background. A bunch of students from Rose made the 2-hour drive. And then I remember 5 or 6 alumni coming off the field after the game, giving us a hug and being so happy for us, because they're a part of this, brotherhood, this great community of people, and they wanted the best for us regardless of whatever.
It truly was a great day. What advice do you have for anyone interested in Rose-Hulman?
I would say 100% go for it. It's one of the most unique college experiences that I've ever even heard about. So I work with a lot of people that went to Alabama, Auburn, Mississippi State, all these big state schools, and they're fantastic schools. They have great experiences. They talk about the great times with their friends and all that stuff. But, coming out of Rose, it's a smaller school, but you have so many connections with so many different people. I know that there's, 200 to 300 different people that I played football with during my time at Rose. And I remember almost all of them. And I'm sure if I sent any one of them a message today, whether it be just trying to catch up, or if I'm looking for a job in their industry, or if I'm just looking for a job in general, all of them would drop everything and have a great conversation with me. The stories that I have from being in the locker room are some of the fondest that I remember. And main friend group now is still the same guys that I hung out with at college. They're the same ones that I'll be in their weddings, and the same ones that, you know, you play Xbox with at night, same ones that you travel thousands of miles just to have a weekend vacation with. So, you know, Rose definitely gave me probably the best friend group I'll ever have.